feel like to go non-speaking? It almost feels like I'm pushing through a wall to talk, but guess what? That wall does not have a door, so nothing's gonna happen. Usually when I go non-speaking, it's because I'm extremely overstimulated. Because my brain is receiving way too much information to process, it is not able to figure out verbal communication. Am I still able to communicate? Yes. I can use tools such as my AAC device, texting, writing, sign language. It can be very frustrating for people to see me being able to verbally communicate to all of a sudden not. They see me and are like, just try harder. You can verbally communicate. Believe me, in those moments, if all I had to do was try harder, I would. It is not a choice. I am literally unable to. For me, sometimes this can last hours or days.
I'm autistic. I'm autistic.
Go.
I'm autistic. I'm autistic. I'm autistic. I'm autistic. I'm autistic!
Bibble, you're a genius!
I'm a man who's got very specific taste. You're just my type. Oh, you got balls in you.
Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that either.
You know what's funny but not actually funny is that when I was a kid, as in pretty young, I used to spend hours lining up my very large collection of My Little Ponies around the perimeter of our coffee table. I walked on my tiptoes. I had the T-Rex arms and I stood like a flamingo. I used to watch documentaries for fun. Okay, I remember this one time I was in Big W with my mum and there was a documentary on sale for $4 and I begged her to get it for me. It was about the layers of the earth, as in like the crust to the core. Yeah, I was like 7. My parents stopped going to parent-teacher interviews for me when I was in grade 5 because all the teachers said the same thing. She's a pleasure to have in class, but she needs to make more friends. I could read in a college reading level when I was in grade 4. I always got along better with teachers and adults than I ever did with kids my age. Like anytime I was in a social situation, if there were adults there, I wasn't playing with the other kids. I was sitting and observing the adults. I was listening. What are they saying? What are they talking about? What's their body language like? How do they communicate? And despite all of this, no one at any point in time looked at me and thought, maybe we should get this kid checked out.
Do you want to know what it feels like to be autistic? Or at the very least, what it feels like for me? I was in a really minor car accident a couple weeks ago. Not a big deal. I was in a parking lot, I got distracted, missed a stop sign, and unfortunately the lady to my left missed hers too, so not the end of the world. But it got weird, because when the police arrived, we both told the police the truth, that we missed our stop signs and rolled through them. But they gave me a ticket, and they gave her nothing. I assumed that I was missing something, so I asked the officer, why is it that I'm getting a ticket and she's getting nothing? And the officer looks at me and says, because you were at fault. Now, again, I fully admit that I made a mistake, but so did she. And not to mention, I was the driver on the right, which technically means I would have had the right of way anyways. So why am I the one that was at fault? I'm getting frustrated, especially with the way the officer's talking to me, because he's trying to make me feel like I'm an idiot, but I'm trying to figure out what I missed. And do you want to hear this? Apparently, the stop sign that the other driver ran is one that everyone just knows is discretionary. Is that not the dumbest thing you have heard of? In 20 years of driving, I've never heard of this. So, of course, I want to find out more from the officer. And I guess there are more of them in town. It doesn't sound like they look any different than other stop signs, but people that have been around long enough know which ones they are. I'm asking the officer a lot of questions because I'm more confused than when the whole thing started, but the officer is obviously trying to leave. I'm trying to convince myself that he was in such a hurry to leave that he was just kind of giving me like half thoughts. But it's really hard to not wonder if the other driver was on the city council or being taken care of or something. The way the officer was talking to me was weird. You know when someone's being intentionally obtuse to try to not answer your question? So anyways, we all leave. Nothing happens. I get home. And the only thing that I can find online that's even relatively close are some next door posts from people that reference what sounds like there may actually be optional stop signs. I don't know. But this whole experience, it's like fucked with my head because I thought I was a good driver. I thought I was better than most people. That's really the only reason that I've gotten back behind the wheel again, but I have considerably more anxiety. I don't even know how to find out what I don't know that everyone else just knows. Do not start ignoring traffic laws, people. That whole story, it was made up. But that feeling of, wait, some stop signs are optional? How have I never heard of this? Or the police officer making you feel like an idiot for not just knowing. The way you start to question everything, despite your successes, just wondering, what is it that I don't know? What am I missing that other people know? That is what my experience is most of the time, navigating a neurotypical world.
So good at masking. No one would ever realize I was autistic if I didn't say anything.
Look, there she goes, that girl is so peculiar. I wonder if she's feeling well. With a dreamy, far-off look, and her nose stuck in a book. What a puzzle to the rest of us is.
Hey, no, stop, just calm down.
He want my number, had to hit him with the fantasizing, got him fiending for this.
So, Ella, for this next part of your autism assessment, I want you to act out brushing your teeth. What? I want you to act out brushing your teeth for me. You can't be serious. Well, it's what it says here, so yeah, do it. But that is ridiculous. Look, right, all I want you to do is say, I walk into my bathroom, go up to my sink, pick up my toothbrush, put the toothpaste on and so on, yeah? Right, okay, so I go into my bathroom, up to my sink, pick up my toothbrush. No, you have to act it out. Do the actions. Right, okay, so I walk into my bathroom, walk up to my sink, pick up my toothbrush, put on the toothpaste and start brushing. That's quite dramatic. Are you sure that's how you do it? Well, I don't like brushing my teeth. Why? I just find it overwhelming sensory-wise. Okay, why don't you keep going? Okay, so I'm brushing my teeth and when I'm done, I rinse it off, spit it out, and then I'm done. Would it be that quick though? You're meant to talk me through while you're doing it. But you can't talk when you're brushing your teeth. Okay. Sorry, what was the purpose of that assessment? Does it matter?
Yeah, if I didn't tell you, you probably wouldn't know that I'm autistic. I'm pretty good at masking, so.
Lucifer.
How I feel about certain design choices with little to no explanation. Yes. Yes. Absolutely not. For me, this one's 50-50. 100% no. Yes, and I don't care that it's impractical. I hate these. I think I might hate this even more. Yes, of course. No. Yes, I've grown really fond of this. Surprisingly, I actually like this.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Ice cream cake. Ice cream cake who? Cake!
Wow, that's a lot of social cues. Too bad I'm not reading them.
Stop.
calling me high functioning, for the love of God. I forget to feed myself. Is that something everybody does? Yeah, I know I can live alone, but I'm probably not eating in the house. And yeah, I can work a job, but does everybody just run to the bathroom every 2 minutes because they're too overstimulated from the noise and from being around too many people? No? Just because you can't see that we need help does not make us high functioning. Oh my fucking God.
Pode me dar sequência de peixe, mas quero que aguente meu sentadão.
Me thinking I'm not autistic because I don't have sensory issues.
What's wrong? What is it?
How I love being a woman.
Hey. Don't fuck no bitch that fucking with your dog. That law. If you come up, don't forget about your dog. That law. I'm a street nigga, so it's fuck the law.
I want to highlight this comment because I had a similar experience. Before I knew I was autistic, I was constantly exhausted. I also got terrible headaches every day. And I went to multiple doctors to find out why I felt this way. But nobody could figure out what was wrong with me. And every possible solution that was presented to me didn't help. But then I learned that I was autistic. I learned that what I was experiencing was overstimulation from things like fluorescent lighting, noise, and social interactions. First off, leaving high school helped my situation greatly, but I also started to accommodate my needs. And it was like a miracle. And yes, I still am tired a lot of the time, but not even close to the same extent I was before. Instead of being daily, headaches are now a rare occurrence for me. So not only did the identification of autism heal me mentally, it healed me physically as well.